Give me a nod when you're ready. Get ready, stand by.
All right. What's up, y'all? Today we are talking about all things USPSA. I'm gonna explain kind of like my journey with it, why I shoot it, and kind of how I run certain things, and then also address some of the questions and comments I be getting that's mad random on the channel, right? So USPSA, I love shooting USPSA. The reason why I think it's nice to have gear that you have bought or built, configured, however you have it set up, taking it out in some type of real world application and seeing what it can do. I think it's dope. I like it, man. I really like it. Throughout this video, I'll probably put up some footage of me shooting and talk about some guns, right? The main gun that I've been running most recently is my Springfield Prodigy, and I'm gonna show it to you right here, right? And those that have been on the channel, man, you know that I've been through all kind of stuff with this gun, right? And yes, it is clear for the, gun police out there or whatever, but the Springfield Prodigy, I've been loving this gun. The most recent addition I did to it was I put that Trijicon SRO on there, and it has been a game changer. And I think I might run this weekend. So one of the questions I get is like, when I'm running this gun, what division am I in, right? I'm usually in the open division. And I know I'm definitely going to be in a dedicated open division once I get that gun ported. Now, I've talked about porting the Prodigy before, and I've gotten some comments and some feedback about that. People are like, hey, don't port it because you're going to be in the open division, and, there's race guns in there. And it's okay, bro. It's okay. It's not that serious to me. To me, it's not that serious. The majority of guns that I run are open guns. The majority of guns I run are open guns. And some people will say, well, why run an open gun? That's my preference, bro. That's what I like. If I had to describe my style of gun that I rock with, I kind of like a tactical Gucci type of gun. I like weapon lights. I like optics. I like mag wells. I like extended mags. And when your gun has those characteristics, you fall into an open division. When I am competing in the open division, am I at a disadvantage? And I will say yes, I am. Because those guys that are shooting those race guns and they're in the open division, dude, they just crushing it. I just honestly can't compete with it. Even if I had the same equipment, my skill level just isn't there. I know that, I'm aware of that, and I'm good with it. That's not why I compete, and that's not why I shoot USPSA. I shoot it more for fun and seeing what my equipment can do. I really don't think I'm gonna go out there and just win a bunch of stuff. That's just me personally. Or if I was gonna really compete, I would run different gear. So the gear that I run is stuff that, these are guns that I like, guns that I've built, that I've modified, that just kind of work for my preference. And for people that want to get into USPSA and you trying to figure out like, what gun should I run? I'd say, dude, run the gun that you like running. Whatever gun that you like running, run that gun, man. And I'm going to run through some other guns real quick because when I first started shooting USPSA, this is my Sig P320RX. And like I said, it is clear. You can see through that joint. This is a badass gun, bro. But once again, when I shoot this gun, I am in a open division. Got optics. It is ported. I got a mag well, and I usually run in like, extended mags. But that's what I like, bro. That's why I run it. Most recently too, I've been running with my Zev Oz9 HyperComp. Once again, you see that it's clear. Same thing though. I got a light. It's got optics. It's ported. It's got a mag well, and I run extended mag. So I'm in an open division, and I'm good with that, bro. When I first got introduced to USPSA, I was out in Miami. I was working at a range, and there was this guy that used to come in all the time. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think what his name was. I want to say his name Carlos. Carlos was his name. I don't remember his last name, right? Carlos had a dedicated, badass race gun. I don't even remember what kind of gun it was. I want to say, I don't know, it might have been something he built, but it was a 2011 platform. It had a crazy comp on there. It was loud. It was super fast. It was violent. And I forget what ammo he was running. I don't think he was running 9. He wasn't running 40. I forget that other round. It's like super something. Man, I can't think of it anyway. But that was the gun he was running. And he used to always come to the range and just, practice some fundamentals, make sure things was dialed in. I was like, dude, what is that, man? And he was like, hey, man, you want to shoot it? I was like, man, hell yeah. And whenever I shot that gun, dude, it just felt like home. It felt like home. It was a badass gun. So he was telling me like, hey, man, you should get into USPSA, right? And I didn't really know nothing about it, right? And then also Carlos, he was fully invested into it. He had a full race gun, like I said, ported, optics, magwell, extended mags, everything. And he had a full double alpha setup. And those that shoot USPSA, you should know that brand, double alpha. So when I first started getting into it, I was running my Sig RX and I had a full double alpha setup. I've gotten away from the double alpha setup because that just wasn't my style. It wasn't my preference. Usually when I show up to these USPSA matches, I have my padded battle belt because it's super fucking comfy, right? I love the comfort of it. I got my Aztec mag pouches. I got my dump pouch. I got my mid-ride holster. I got my leg leash on there. And I might be running a holster like the Safariland joints that's got like a level 3 retention or some type of retention on there, right? If you are competing in this USPSA, that's not the fastest setup. If you are running that and you are winning, then you's a bad man. I'm definitely not winning running that setup because it's not the fastest setup, but that's just like, that's my preference. That's what I like, And I would say the majority of times when I show up, if there's 70 people at this match, it may be 5 of us that's running a setup like that. And usually it's like some military guys or some retired guys or some law enforcement guys or something like that. But the people that are genuinely out there to compete, they want to win. They're running like a double alpha setup and all of that jazz, right? So that's what I get a lot on the channel. Like, why are you running this tactical setup, shooting USPSA, and you should be running like a double alpha setup? I have a double alpha setup. It's just not my preference, right? I usually shoot the things that I like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And that's what I encourage people to do. Shoot the stuff that you like. Shoot the stuff that you have. If you get into the sport and you are that addicted to it and you really want to have something dedicated for that sport, then go out and get you a gun or build you a gun, get you a double alpha rig and compete in that. But if that's not what you like or that's not like what you do, then don't do it, man. And one of the things that I didn't like about the double alpha setup was, like I said, for my guns, every gun that I have has a weapon light on it. I don't think there's any pistol. If I have a pistol that doesn't have a weapon light on it, it's because it doesn't have a rail. But I don't think I have any guns that don't have rails. But anyway, the double alpha holster setup that I had, it slides onto the holster and it kind of gets retention off the trigger guard. And there's like a little switch that you flip in the back, right? It's very unique how that system's set up. It's super fast, but I personally didn't like it because I wanted to run a weapon light because that's just how my guns are configured. And then also the outer part of that holster is it's a standard piece, and then the insert, which gives the retention on the trigger guard, is specific for that type of gun. So if you're running multiple guns, you got to swap that piece out or get a different part for each one of those. And I just personally didn't like that because, dude, I got a lot of guns and I run a bunch of different stuff. And I like modular things. I like holsters that are modular. It's going to work with different stuff. And if Double Alpha made a speed type of holster that had retention on a light, like an X300 or like a Streamlight, I would probably be interested in that because that's going to work for more guns. But if I had to buy a holster for every single gun I got, that's a lot of money, bro. And I'm just not into that. So I just run the stuff that I have and the stuff that I like for my type of style of gun. All right, I mentioned that double alpha holster, and for those of you that don't know what that looks like, I'm gonna show you what this looks like. This is the double alpha holster. If you are shooting like a USPSA style and you want something fast, this is exactly what you want. One of the things that's really dope about this is they got this little screw right here. Once you unloosen the screw, this little arm, you can adjust it any way you want. It's fully articulating. You can move it inside, outside, at whatever angle, everything. And it just slides on your belt right there. And the way this works, so this is a Safariland joint, you know, got that active retention on it. When it goes in there, it locks in. So if you didn't want to use something like this, because you got to push your buttons a little slower, and take the light off, and then you can use the double alpha joint. And the way the double alpha joint is, you see this channel right here, it goes on the trigger guard, and it slides in there. Now to lock it in place, you got this little lever right here. You flip this lever down, you see it? And once that lever is flipped down, it is locked in. And when I say locked in, this thing ain't going nowhere. And to draw it, all you do is flip this lever up, and then the gun comes right out the holster. So this is the fastest setup. If I was really trying to be as fast as possible, this would be what I would use for USPSA. And I might go back to this just to, I don't know, just see what it's like. And one of the reasons I got away from it, because I like weapon lights, and when you have a light on this, it does not give you that active retention. And then also for being modular, as you can see, this insert comes out of here, and this insert is for the Sig P320, but you can get different inserts for whatever gun, whether it's a Glock, 1911, 2011, etc., etc. And this one, I think this works for my 226 as well, but definitely for my other 320s. Like I said, you take it, slide in there, flip that switch down, locked in, and then that's it. And I've seen that some people, when they are running these holsters, what they'll do is they'll leave the lever down, and then as they draw, they'll flip the lever up. As they draw, they'll flip the lever up and draw it. Or I've seen some folks where, you know, they'll have it holstered with the lever up, and then right before they're about to shoot, they'll flip it out. They'll turn it off. That way, when all they got to do is just draw and be ready to go. So if you've never seen a double alpha setup, this is exactly what it looks like. It's a pretty dope holster. I like the concept. Yeah. I like that kind of tactical Gucci type of gun, right? So like I got a match coming up this weekend, and I've been posting this gun all over this channel. I've got a bunch of shorts on it, and it's getting a lot of attention. And it's my PSA Dagger, right? So my Dagger, same thing, is clear, dude. This thing it's been running, man, and I've been doing some stuff with it in the range, and I'm getting ready. Same thing, man. It's got optics. It is ported. You know, it's got a mag well. I'll be running extended mags, so it's going to be in that open category. But I think I'm going to bring this thing out this weekend and run it and see what it can do, because it's been, dude, this gun is freaking, this is a badass gun, bro. This is a badass gun. And sometimes I hate calling it a dagger because it's not even really like a dagger. The frame is a dagger, but everything else is like completely custom. And then I get a lot of talk about that gun too on the channel. Sometimes people be like, man, it's a budget gun, but you got all that stuff on it. That's what I like, bro. That's what I like. My dagger is not really like a budget dagger. I think I probably got, I don't know, maybe like $1,500-$1,800 in that gun. But that's besides the point. So look, I'm gonna let you run some rounds through it. You tell me what you think. So that's the CNH Precision Comp, and that is the PSA Dagger, ported, all that good stuff. Yeah. Tell me what you think.
All right. If you know what it reminds me of.
What's that?
The HyperComp.
It's super light.
HyperComp. It really reminds me of that. The trigger's good on it. I don't know how much the porting helps. If it would have been like a chuck port or like these little, I guess you can call those V6 ports.
Yeah, basically.
Because it's only 6 of them. But I mean, it's still, yeah, man. It's loud too. Oh
it's
my
loud.
God, you can feel it all in your face. It is loud. Yep. Last bolt hold open. It's good, man. I like it. Where'd you get the porting done at?
So the whole top is Safari Precision. It's their slide and it's their barrel.
And the barrel comes ported.
Yep, it's already ported. Ported, made for that slide in Sniper Gray. And the reason I went with them because they had the Sniper Gray combo.
So this is, okay, so I see, yeah. Okay, so I see the whole slide is Safari Precision.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Slide, barrel combo.
Yep, with the
What
PSA Dagger lower.
Gotcha.
Agency arms trigger.
Yeah, that is nice, man. Oh, man.
Now, when I put that slide on there, I did fit the slide, meaning I bent the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
And I polished them, so it's pretty smooth.
Cause I felt a Prodigy, I mean
Dagger?
the Dagger a couple days ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to go buy it, but I felt the slide, and I was like, wow, man, that is tight. But this right here, I mean, it feels good. It feels like, hell, a used Gen 3 Glock,
Yes.
and the trigger feels really, really good. Yeah, I would definitely carry this. I would definitely carry this.
I just started shooting the PCSL. I've never heard of that before. I just was introduced to that this weekend. It was, well, not this weekend, but a couple weekends ago, or maybe like a month ago. But it's pretty dope. It's pretty much like a lot of the same rules as USPSA, but kind of like not as strict. And the divisions are a little more loose. And then also the targets are different. I love the targets, and they have that K-zone. That K-zone is what's up. If you hit the K-zone, that's an automatic alpha, and it counts as 2 shots. It counts as 2 alpha. So if you are accurate like that and you are on point, dude, you can make up a whole bunch of time just getting them single shots in the K-zone. So if you haven't shot the PCSL, I would say see if you can find one of those matches in your area, man. Jump on Practice Score and see what's out there, man. But yeah, this is me just randomly talking, man, about some USPSA stuff, kind of, you know, putting some stuff to bed, because a lot of people be asking me questions about these guns, and it's mostly why am I shooting in the open division, and the reason why I'm shooting in the open division is because, dude, that's just how my guns are built. I really don't have no desire to have just like a regular gun. That's just not my preference. I don't like playing guns. I don't like stock guns. I'm not a wheel gun guy. I've seen some badass wheel guns, but I don't own any wheel guns. It's just not my preference. Most of my stuff is kind of like, if I had to give it a category, it's like tactical Gucci, I guess you would say, because, you know, it's going to have a weapon light on there. It's going to have a dang on red dot on there. It's going to have a mag well. I'm going to be running some crazy mags, and if I can, it'll be ported, because that's just my preference of gun, man. But I don't know, man. What type of guns do you like running at USPSA, or what do you think is the best setup, man? Are you running double alpha stuff? Are you running like a tactical setup? I'd be very much interested in knowing what are you guys running. And that's all I got for y'all. I'm Robb Armstrong. I'm out.